Okay, so in this video, I've talked with Mr. Karan Singh Magic. He's a magician, or as he would like to call himself, psychological illusionist. He's from Delhi, India, and he's really cool. He's actually cool. At the end, do check out his channel. And it's my first talk with any YouTuber, so I was really nervous, and I actually did some blunders. So yeah, let's check it out.
मैं करता हूँ Let's start recording.
Continue the make. Continue. Yeah. Done. So
Yes, start recording.
Like, from when did you start? Basic
I
question, basic answers,
I
and then
started learning when I was 11. That's the first bit of magic that I ever learned was when I was 11 years old. And summer camp में था, close to Kulu Manali, Tirthaning Himalayas में. And over there I met a magician and he taught me two tricks and I got obsessed with them. So both initial exposure to magic was that. And उसके कैंप के आने के बाद मैंने 2 दिन के लिए सबको वही दो ट्रिक सिखाए थे जब दिखाए थे and in 3 days सबको समझ आ गया कैसे होते हैं because I was performing them so badly. So that was my first 1 week in magic.
yeah, that's pretty good. That's a really nice place, I think, to just for any creativity or any creative work actually. Like
Yeah, जब 11 साल के
mountain,
होते तब तो कोई
cloud.
creative work के ideas नहीं थे. As beautiful as it looks now. जब 11 साल का था मॉम डैड को था गर्मियों की छुट्टियां इसको भेज दो ताकि हमको ना परेशान करे. That was how it happened.
So it's like really like you plan shows for sure, like
As
planning
in,
and everything. Like you do shows like from in front of everyone. You have to do a new like plot every time. Like new plot every time.
no,
Every show new plot.
no, that's impossible. That's impossible to do. Because my show, a live show, if people are buying tickets and coming for the show, that would be a 90-minute show, right? And to write those 90 minutes of that show, it'll take at least 6 to 7 months to write 90 minutes of a show. At least 6 to 7 months. There are some tricks that I've written, which I'm still writing. I've been doing them for 6 years, but they're still changing in every show. So you can't have a new show written or a new plot written every time you go on stage. One plot is written, one show is written, and that same show is then done for 1.5 years. And I go around the country,
Ah,
around the world, doing the same show every single day. I say the same things, I perform the same thing, but I have to make it feel like I'm doing it for the first time for that audience because it's that audience seeing it for the first time. So for 1.5 years that happens, and simultaneously I'm writing a new show. I'm writing new ideas, and if I
so
get a
the
if I get a go on.
say.
So if simultaneously at the same time, if I'm doing a show which I know it's a fun audience, then I can test out new material within that 90 minutes. I'll maybe add 10 minutes, which I've never done before. And if that works, then that becomes a part of the next show that I will do. So it's a constantly changing process. But yeah, a 90-minute show usually lasts 1.5 years.
So the show you did yesterday was written around like 6 to 2 years ago, or even 6 years ago.
So there's one bit
Like
in the
you
show.
can say that.
Yeah, so there's one bit in the show
Yeah.
that was written 6 years ago. But
Ooh.
majority of the show was written maybe sometime in December or January. So yeah, 6 months, 7
Oh,
months.
that's too long.
Yeah, and
Like
then I had
if
to
you
change
get a
all of it
writer's block,
because yeah, then you're done. Then you can't do anything. Also, I mean, the weird thing is that
just
I had to completely change the show because of the lockdown. So I had to improvise on that and write a new show which will work over Zoom. It will work over video platforms because I'm usually a
yeah,
live
that
performer standing on stage. So all of that had to change, and that had to be instant.
that's
I couldn't wait, and I couldn't have 6 months of writing time for this.
for sure. You would have been like nowhere. Everyone would be like, "Where is Karan? Where is Karan? Where is Karan?"
Yeah, exactly. So I had to come up with a new show as quickly as I could. Thankfully, being performing for so many years, I could take bits of information from here and there and add them into this show so that it looks something that I'm used to doing and it looks perfect. But at the same time, it's an experience where it's happening over a video platform as opposed to on a live stage.
That's like no words to say actually. So
it clarifies one thing, that the ones who think that yes, I can do magic shows, perform in front of even 10 people, would get to know that you cannot do it very easily actually.
See, I mean, I think anyone can learn the tricks. Anyone can learn a trick, and anyone can do a trick. But doing a trick and performing a trick are two very different things.
Exactly,
You can
because
learn.
like the
Yeah, go on.
way you go that like the way you perform, the words, the expressions and everything, the way it is planned actually, that takes time for sure. Anyone
Hmm.
can understand that it takes time, because writing a plot isn't really easy, for sure.
Yeah, and the plot is what interests people. Nobody cares about the
Yeah,
tricks. If the plot is interesting, people care about the tricks. Then
like there must be a suspense, there must be a
exactly,
suspense, right? There must be a
yeah,
suspense.
that's
There,
true.
like we have to be like heart padega, like heart beating and everything. Just focus, no blinking, nothing, just focus there. And
Exactly.
finally you're like,
Yeah.
shit,
What
what
just
happened
happened?
there?
Yeah,
That happened
and
with
I mean,
me. I was like, god damn man.
like, okay, I mean, if I can give you an example, if you pick a video, any video of mine, name any video, I'll try to give you the
Yeah.
writing process behind that. Name any video.
Um, that last Tanmay Bhatt one, that was the
So the
funniest, and like that was beyond, like that was crazy. Simple words,
so
crazy.
The Tanmay video was completely improvised. That wasn't written. I didn't even know that that's going to happen. I ended up Tanmay was doing a stream where he's playing chess and people are watching him play chess. Samay and I were supposed to do a stream where we play WWE on Samay's channel, but that didn't end up working for some reason. So we went to Tanmay's stream. We messaged him saying that we're coming to your stream, and we just landed up there. And while we were there, Samay said, "Oh, now that I'm here, might as well do a trick." So I did something, and that's something that I've been doing for a number of years. So I can do it at a moment's notice,
Yeah,
and everything after that was improvised. And that I think the success of that video is based on Tanmay and Samay, not on me, because
definitely. The
I'm
dance.
the dance, the idea of Samay playing that song, the nature of the song. I'm just there in that
Exactly.
video. Yeah.
And then somewhere Anna doing it again, trying it
Dude,
again. And he was like,
yeah. And then we
and then
danced again.
somewhere
It
Anna
was
was
fun.
video was also fun when he tried that
Thank you.
cups one.
The
They were like
cups.
doing, okay, go. Like, fuck, man, I'm not doing. That was unexpected, actually. It was
Yeah. So
really unexpected.
Samay and I have a little bit of a chemistry, so it works well. I think it comes out
Yeah,
good on
I
video.
saw that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the first time I saw you was in that either Technical Guruji's video or Nikhil Sharma, that Mumbai Nikhil's video. I was
Hmm.
like, whoo, I need to see that. Then I continued, then binge watched, and then I was like, follow him. And finally, I got you there. It
Thanks,
was
man. Thank you so
crazy.
much.
It was actually crazy. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
But one thing to actually say you have is that, like, you, I can say that who's that guy, that Shashi Tharoor. You could be the Shashi
Yeah.
Tharoor of the magic world, because your English and your diction, it's it's somewhere else.
That's the weirdest thing someone said to me, that I can be the Shashi Tharoor of the. No, I mean, yeah, I think
Yeah,
the
actually,
the words I use is something that I have worked on to make sure that it sounds good. Because if you're listening, a lot of magic, a lot of my live shows are people paying attention, and they'll only pay
yeah,
attention is if they like what they hear. So I had to work
exactly.
on saying things that seem pleasing, with saying things that appeals to people, and working on my voice, working on the things that I say. And I think, yeah, that did help.
You worked on your
That's a great thing.
voice.
Yeah, man.
You
Initially,
worked on your
when I
voice. How?
was, you can do voice exercises, you can do voice training to make your voice sound
Oh,
better. So I did a
okay.
lot of that.
So here comes that question. How, like, what was your voice before?
My first before,
Tiny, basic. Yeah, like before you exercised the voice exercise and everything. How was it? Like, still basic or?
no, it wasn't at all basic. So when I was, so I used to stay in this house about 10 years ago, and there was a lot of electricity problem there. So whenever
Mm,
the electricity used to go, you could call a number and they used to tell you when the light's going to be back. And you
yeah,
could do
yeah,
that. So if I'm
yeah,
in the
yeah.
summer, if summer holidays are on and I'm playing something on the computer used to conk every half an hour because light chali gayi hai. And I used to call that number to ask when is the light going to be back. And what I sounded like made people on the other side say, "Madam, we do not know," because I sounded like a woman. And my yeah, that was my voice initially. I sounded a little bit like this. Like, that's what I sounded like. And it's changed over time. I've got the bass, I've got the baritone that I've tried to sort of integrate. A lot of it obviously has happened over time on its own. But yeah, when it started happening, I started working on it also.
Wow. One more weird one.
मेरे को याद आ रही है. So you are the like dream girl of the magic world now.
The dream girl of the magic world. Why?
Yeah, that Ayushmann Khurrana's movie Dream Girl. He changes his voice.
I know.
so
I haven't seen it.
you are
I
like
haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Okay.
that's
fine.
actually fun. Yeah.
I'll see the movie. I'll
So
see
you
it.
actually
You actually took classes of English or what? Or just
No, I
YouTube?
didn't take classes of English. I studied theater. I went to London when I was in theater school.
Oh.
So over there, the things that you say, the way you say them, was something that was voice exercise is also something that I learned there. I realized that a lot of the things that I was pronouncing them incorrectly because of being in India. Automatically, when you learn the language, you pick up a lot of the local
Obviously.
dialect. And picking up the local dialect, a lot of it is fantastic. A lot of it, of course, some words you end up pronouncing incorrectly, which is not to be blamed, but I think that does happen. So when I was there, one of the tiniest things was I used to pronounce a V as a W. So if I have to say
Sorry?
vampire, I used to
Vampire.
pronounce V as W. So if I have to say vampire, I would say vampire. It sounds exactly the same. Vampire and
But
vampire
there's
sound
a little
exactly the same.
difference
There's a little
if you
difference because
listen carefully.
the correct one is vampire. So you bite down on your lower lip when you say the verb vampire. I didn't do that. So there were tiny things like that, just moving your lips in a particular way so that the words come out the way they are supposed to, and it sounds smoother, it sounds cleaner because you're speaking clearly. So yeah, that's something that was taught to me at theater school. That wasn't something that I learned on my own.
So, like, you actually took theater classes just because you wanted to perform?
Yeah, because I think I was the
Ah.
magic I knew. I knew the magic, but performing is a completely different ballgame. So I wanted to perform. I wanted to step on stage, and I wanted to be able to hold an audience. And for that, you need to learn how to perform. I think that's more important than learning the magic.
Yeah, so you learned narration there? Like how
No, I
you
just learned.
recite or narrate everything?
I mean, yes, there was a little bit of that. At the end of the day, it was acting. So you're learning how to act. But within that, they used to give you, let's say there was a Shakespeare speech that like a Julius Caesar speech that you're saying. And I had a solo thing when I'm standing on stage and saying that speech. And for that, it took like 2 weeks to get just 3 sentences correct because they're training you
2
so
weeks
hard
for
with the
3
word
sentences.
for 3 sentences to say the correct words, to say them properly, to have which side of the stage will I look when I'm saying that? Which audience member will I look at when I'm saying this word?
Every
Tiny things like that.
detail.
Yeah, so you have to think of every detail. And then I took ideas from there and applied them into my show. So if I'm figuring out the name that somebody's thinking of, when to pause to make it interesting, and
So
when to
you
increase my voice to make it
actually,
interesting, when to go down to make it more interesting. So things like that.
wow, that's really cool.
Thank you.
No, yeah, I previously said that you are actually good narrator. You're actually a good narrator. That has to be said
Thank you.
for sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well.
I can't even. Oh, sorry. I have written like this page. No, I
Oh,
cannot even read what I have written.
Take your time.
Handwriting. Okay.
So, have you ever tried to woo or impress a girl? You definitely tried for sure during teenage time, right?
When I was young,
For
yes.
sure.
When I was
Who
11,
doesn't do that?
when I was 11 or 12, not after that. I think you
Hmm.
can't use your art form to impress someone. And that's just the beginning part of it. After that, you're sort of on your own and you have to do things on your own. You can't use the art form as an excuse.
Yeah, for sure. So,
Yeah.
so did it actually work?
No, it didn't. It never does, which is why I realized that it's not a good thing to
Why?
do. because I think that's the most, see, magic is the quickest, most fraudulent way of getting people to talk to you, because it is an interesting art
Yep.
form. It's something that has shock value, so people will find you interesting. But beyond that,
Definitely.
if you're not able to have a if you're not able to have a conversation about people's likes or dislikes, what they listen to, what kind of movies they watch, if you can't be a pleasant human being, no one will care eventually. People want to talk about themselves. They don't, beyond a point, no one cares about the magic or the comedy or the music, whatever
Yeah.
it is that you're doing, no one cares about it.
Like magic is just the starting, like the key
Magic
to
is just a
start,
start.
and then it's about how.
How you speak. What? I just dropped a water bottle. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, magic
Oh
is
well,
just the
no
beginning.
issues. So let me take you to yesterday night.
Okay. I see what's coming.
So it
Go on, I
was
will
very
not
evident
screenshot
that
this
it
photo.
didn't work.
It didn't work. That is proof that it doesn't work. It
You
didn't
don't
work
need to
15 years
speak.
ago.
You don't need to speak.
People
We have
know.
screenshots. We have screenshots.
If it did work 15 years ago, it will not work now. That's
Why
that's
did
the
you
that's the
block,
that's
direct
the answer I
block?
should have that's the answer I should have given when you asked does it work?
Like, man, I can't believe that you got blocked. I got blocked. That's- I actually wanted to take that at the first moment that she can see your stories. Then I thought, like, maybe you have hidden it or something. Oh.
That was a stupid thing to do. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, really? That was actually funny. I woke up in the morning and then I saw the story and I was like, oh, 5 minutes nahi tika.
ठीक है, हो जाए. Don't rub it in.
Jalebi namak.
Jalebi namak, don't do that.
No issues. So as she was your friend, so you ever got praised by your friends' girlfriends and made them jealous? Ever happened?
Chased by my friends' girlfriends. No, yeah. I think I don't get into all of that. I think
No,
I've never
praised.
Taste? What do you mean by taste?
Tarif.
Oh, praised by my friends' girlfriends. No, yeah. I think I stay away from that. I think it's very important. I think as
You're
fun as it
introvert.
sounds, I'm very introverted. I don't usually go out and talk to people. I'm very shy. Until there is magic to support me, I don't have conversations with people, which is a very sad way to live. If you look at it, my life is pretty much I'm making these tricks in my head and showing them to people so that they like me more. That is the motive of my life.
Yeah.
Which sounds very sad. It is a very sad thing. But yes, I am introverted. I don't actively go out
Yeah.
and talk to people, and I prefer keeping to myself. I'm very shy, so I don't usually speak until spoken to. So yeah, it's never happened that I had someone praise something that I do and make a friend or someone jealous. I mean, it might have happened. I don't know, but I haven't actively done
अंदर
that
की बात
myself.
कौन जाने?
अंदर की बात नहीं कोई नहीं जान सकता मगर I've never instigated anything like that.
Yeah. So even I'm like really introvert. I won't like I'll just even in school or like my school is my college. So I'll just stand in the tiffin time, pockets in the hands in the pocket and just standing still.
I understand that, but I think there's a being an introvert automatically. I think at some level you do need to sort of take the leap and go have conversations with people. I think that is important.
Sure.
But
Else
I understand the
you-
idea of having your hands in your pockets. I've done that myself, so I don't think you have anything to worry about if you are worried.
Yeah, definitely. I'll still do that. I'm like, I don't want to talk. I won't talk. You want to talk? Come to me. I'll talk. I have no issues. So that's actually weird for you because you're in front of like, what's the highest number of audience?
That I performed for in one time. I think
Yep.
12,000. That's the number of
12,000.
people. Yeah,
Standing in front of 12,000, like sure,
That I
performing
can
for
do.
90 minutes and being an introvert.
I can do that. On stage, I can talk for hours and hours and hours. You put me in a room of 100,000 people, I'll be able to talk. You put me in a room with one person, I'll go silent. I can talk in front of a large crowd, not in front of individuals.
Sorry, that's fine. That came to my wife.
That you're in a room with one person and unable to talk.
Please, sorry.
That's fine, man.
Speaking to relatives, so when you're a kid, like relatives must have said, "Beta, magic to dikhao. Beta, magic dikhao. Beta, magic dikhao." That have happened for sure.
It still happens. It still happens. It's impossible for me to go to a family function and not be given a mic. That Karan aaya, usko mic pakra do. That happens always wherever I am. If I'm at a family function, it used to happen when I was young. But when I was young, it was a mixture of magic dikhao. But karoge kya life mein magic karke? It used to be a bit of both. So it used to be, oh, we want to see it, but at the same time, ye career thodi hai, do something else. So
And then
there's a
say you gifting a BMW to your father.
yeah, I mean that materialistic things don't matter. I think it's more of if you love something a lot and you perform and you do it as much as you can, the success just follows.
Yeah.
That is not some. I think I know it's a very overused stereotypical line, but it is true. If you truly
But
love
that's
it, it will
true,
follow.
actually. Yeah.
It is. It's very true. It's
No,
a stereotype for a
for
reason. but it is true.
relatives, that's an answer.
For relatives,
It's silent
I mean, for
answer.
relatives, see, I've never cared
Materialistic
about.
world. And
I've never cared about anybody outside of my family. I haven't cared about what extended relatives will think of. मुझे ये नहीं फर्क पड़ता कि ओ वो क्या कहेंगे. I've never cared about that. It's always been as long as I'm
होता तो
happy.
यहाँ नहीं होते.
Probably. I think if I start caring about what
Definitely.
other people will think of, then I won't be able to concentrate on the things that I do. I'm worried about my family and my friends, and that's about it. Nothing else. I don't
Yeah,
care about a third
because
person.
they are who you have to feed actually. Relatives अपने
Exactly. I mean, not even,
खा लेंगे.
not even feed. I mean, as long as they are happy, that's all that matters. बाकी सब अपने आप
Yeah. So, how many corporate shows have you done till date?
I don't know, man. I can't calculate that. I think I
When
can
did
give
you
you an
start
average.
actually?
My first corporate
Corporate
show
shows.
was when I was 16 years old. I was this was the year of 16. It was 2007. Actually, no, 16 initially it was birthday parties. That was my first paid show that I
Oh,
did, and I did those
paid
for 2 years.
show.
And then yeah, from 16 to 18, I performed every other weekend, every second weekend. I performed at a Disney themed kind of birthday party. I did that for 2 years for 1-year-olds because people's idea of magic was, oh, तू जादू करता है, चल बच्चों को दिखा. That's what people thought. Nobody thought of
मुझे उड़ा
magic
के
as
दिखाओ, गायब करके दिखाओ.
उड़ा के दिखाओ, ओ इसको गायब करके दिखाओ, इसको काट के जोड़ सकते हो. That was the idea of magic. Still is. So 2 years I did that, and then gradually I spread word that no, there's other form of magic that I do as well. And then I started doing corporate. I think first corporate show was when I was 18. First company that hired me for a show, I was 18 years old. And then
I'm
since I was
18.
23, you could get a corporate show if you put the hours in. And when I was 23 is from 20, I'm 28 now. So the last 5 years I've done about 120 to 150 shows a year. So that's my
Nice.
average, and
So-
you can do the maths and figure out. कि कितने
Calculator
बन
कहाँ
गए.
है? 150 into
Oi.
8 करो तो over 1,000. Simple calculation.
Oh, that was over 1,000. Huh?
Yeah, so it's been 17 years you have been practicing magic and everything.
Hmm.
मैं चुटकी करके गायब कर दूंगा. That feels.
नहीं होता. चुटकी करके कुछ नहीं
Yeah,
होता.
obviously.
चुटकी सिर्फ स्टेज पे बजती है. बाकी behind the scenes you have to put in a lot of effort. Like I put up a story yesterday where I'm doing a trick. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Which trick? Yeah, I saw that
So
the card comes over.
it
The
appears
queen
on the
comes
top of the
in
deck.
front.
Yeah,
Uno
random
के साथ कर
cards come
सकोगे?
on top of the deck. Uno के साथ कर सकते हैं and Monopoly cards के साथ कर सकते हैं. किसी भी कार्ड के साथ कर सकते हैं. And
That's
the
good.
reason that little trick took 6 months of practice and every day for 10-12 hours. But you see it for like 14 seconds. So for what is 14 seconds for you, that is like 6 months of my life in those 14 seconds. But for you, it's just 14 seconds at the end of the day.
Like you crave it very finely, and then it finally is presented. And
Yeah,
everyone's
because
like, "Ooh, this is easy. I will do that." And they're like,
Yeah, it's not
just
easy.
like Summer Arena. That happens.
No, that was fun. That was
That
a lot
will-
of fun.
That was fun, but still, that something like that happens at that moment.
Yeah, that's true.
कप उठा रहे सारे कप गिर गए. Khatam. Finish. So from 18 you have been doing corporate show. So if you won't mind, like what was the first payment of your life? 16, that's 16
My,
years.
when I was 16 as a birthday party magician, I performed for 5 hours. And it was me going from every table. Instead of being on stage, I went from table to table performing for small groups. So it's a
5
banquet hall
hours.
with 50 different tables. I go to every single table in those 5 hours. And I got paid 1,000 rupees, which works out to
That
be about
was
$15. Yeah,
for sure.
that
Even not if dollars, like first payment is always special.
yeah. I know as a 16-year-old, 1,000
Ah,
rupees was a lot of money, man. I thought
definitely.
I for
Definitely.
me 16 साल के बच्चे को 1,000 रुपए दे रहे हो तुम हर दूसरे हफ्ते. It's like I'm the
And
richest
even in
person in the world
that year,
at that
when
age.
inflation was
Yeah,
down, yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
2007, right around the time when recession was happening around the world.
Recession happened. Yep.
Yeah, so thousand
I knew
rupees for
nothing.
5 hours.
In like previous year, I got to know that something happened in 2007 8. This is
Yeah, you were too
I
young.
like
You were like 7, 8 years old that time.
10, yeah, 5.
Yeah. Yeah, 5 years old at that time. So shit, man, I feel old.
Okay, from corporate shows again. So you must have you have memories about best corporate show. You had a show that live. You had a show, life's biggest show of your life that happened. So how
Hmm.
long was that?
That show was about almost 2 hours long. That show.
Okay,
That
so tell why it was the like biggest show of your life, because you have life ahead. Then why it was the biggest one?
at that time it was the biggest. I'm sure there'll be
Yeah, yeah,
bigger
yeah, yeah.
shows that happen now, but at that time I hadn't. I mean, the shows that I used to do, I used to sell, like, if I'm selling tickets to a show, which is the hardest thing to do. It used to be 200, 300 tickets per show. And then I took a giant leap and I said, okay, Delhi, there's this auditorium that I'll book that's 1,100 seats. And I have to sell 1,100 tickets, which is not an easy task, especially in Delhi. It's not an easy
Yeah,
task to sell
definitely.
1,100 tickets. But I managed to do that, and I had to promote that a lot. And I tried to do the best I
Yeah,
could
I
to get
saw that
those people.
everywhere.
Every video I used to put that up. That
I actually thought that there will be an online video, but no, I will.
So there's this video
No,
where I'm
it
figuring out
was.
someone's Facebook password. I bring someone on stage and figure out someone's Facebook password. I don't know if you've seen that. That video is from that
I
show. So that's a little,
saw.
yeah. So that video is from that show.
No,
It's
no,
like
I thought
four
that
minutes of that
full
show.
like live Facebook live, Insta live, YouTube live, all that.
No, no,
I
no,
thought
no.
that.
That was just for,
So
see, I mean, the live shows, like if I'm standing on stage and performing, that'll be very boring to watch on YouTube. So the things I do on YouTube and the things I do live are very different. Anyone who sees my YouTube videos and then comes for a live show, they realize that the live show is very different from the videos. It is more interactive, has a
yeah, YouTube
story
is
to
just
it.
cut.
YouTube, I mean, even
Yep,
the YouTube
for
videos are
sure.
also, I don't do a lot of editing. It's just there. Because with Magic, अगर मैं multiple takes लूँगा, it'll break the reaction. It'll break the
Very
flow of the
weird.
video. Yeah. So it
Interesting.
has to be one take. Most videos are
Sure.
my one. 99.9% of my videos are a single take video. But
That
in a live
also.
show, that's very different, man. Live show, there's a story. You're trying to interact with people, so it'll be very boring to watch on video. So you have to cut it out. You have to make it in a way that it looks good on video. So we put out like a 4-minute thing, and that's it.
Well, you can also upload crowd work, I think.
I don't do a lot of crowd work, to be very honest. I don't really go out and talk to people during the show. The crowd work is happening while somebody is on stage with me. Like, there's a video, one of my personal
Yeah,
favorite
that's crowd
videos
work.
on my, yeah, one of my personal favorite videos on my channel is where I figure out which hand someone's holding a coin in.
Coin.
Yeah,
Coin.
that's my,
I
yeah,
remember.
that's
There
one
was
of my
a
favorite
over smart.
videos.
There was a least smart, and they're like, "I'm cool. Nothing is going to
Yeah.
happen." Then you finally break him.
Yeah, so that video is very
That
one of my favorite. There's a lot of crowd work in that video. That's all improvised. There are a lot
that
of
was
jokes in
actually
that video.
suspense. There was actually a lot of suspense. Yeah, I
Yeah, so
saw
there's
comedy.
a lot of
That
comedy
was
also
them
in that.
comedy. And yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
So it's a mixture of both.
I
It's funny and at the same time.
said you. I binge watch and I watch every videos.
Thanks, sir. Thank you so much.
Just one complaint, man. One complaint. if you like not even complain, it would be a review. If you could like improve your audio, like from the starting, it would have been awesome. It's still awesome, but it would have been
Yes.
something like you get it.
You just
I
get
know
it.
what you mean. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not a video magician, and I put videos because I have to. In the current climate, if I had the choice, I love it now. I love uploading videos, and I am now trying to
Yeah,
uh,
once you're addicted, it goes.
not just addicted. I think now I am trying to sort of make the video quality is better, the audio quality is better. The moment I started making video and audio quality better, the lockdown started. So that became a
So
problem. So
you
I can't.
actually had a plus point there.
I had a plus
Yeah,
point.
you learned that how to. So
Yeah, so I started doing that, and yes, hopefully in the future I will make sure that the video quality is better than it is. Video and audio quality both are better than
yeah,
they are right now
yeah.
because most of my videos are filmed on the like a lot of the videos, like the video with Hrithik,
iPhone.
the video with Virat, the video with Anurag Kashyap. I didn't even know those videos were being made. I was just there to do a show.
Why?
I was just there to perform. I was
Oh
hired to do
well,
the
how
show.
do you manage them?
How do I manage them, matlab?
Yeah, like how do you go there in front? Like stars को कैसे manage करते हो? Like going to a star and
Yeah,
then
I'm hired to do
performing.
shows. I've been doing live shows, like you know now. I've
Oh,
been
you're
first
hired.
parts. I'm hired to do shows. It's not like
Oh,
I'm not finding them randomly. I'm not the luckiest person in the world that I find
yeah,
celebrities
obviously.
everywhere. I started doing a lot of live shows and then I built contacts over the years. And I get hired to perform at IPL parties every year. And I get hired to perform at multiple Bollywood parties a year.
Oh, that's cool.
So automatic. Yeah, I mean it's fun. And over there, I had been doing that for a number of years before the videos happened. The Virat video happened and it came out really well. I checked with his team, is it okay for me to upload this? They said, yeah, sure. And I uploaded and I forgot that I'd uploaded it. 4 days later, I saw it had one and a
Yeah,
half million views. And I was like, what just happened? How does this have so many views?
it's very evident that you don't check is by like even after crossing like say 500k crossed, it's on
Hmm.
600k. You will upload it later on Insta saying, "Oh, this crossed 500k," and I'm like, dude, don't you check? Then it's very evident actually. Like you
I
don't
don't
check
because
for sure.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
are
check.
busy writing and everything,
Not just
obviously.
busy. I mean, it's something I love putting out videos and I love seeing people react. I mean, I wouldn't be talking to you if I hadn't uploaded video. You won't
Yeah,
know who I am if I hadn't uploaded videos. So it's a gratifying feeling. But yes, at the same time, I'm not chasing numbers. I'm not chasing, oh, I want these many subscribers. I want these many views. I'm doing it because I love doing it. That's the only reason. I have never been in that subscriber बढ़
yeah,
जाएंगे या views बढ़ जाएंगे. It's brilliant. It's crossed all my expectations. I never thought. I don't even know how many subscribers. 250,000 something that I have, and I'm very happy with those. I don't.
maybe.
देखें कितने. Let's check how many I have. I don't even
No,
know.
at
Now
285, 285,
I have 285.
285 plus, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Well,
287. Almost
we have a
288.
connection. See, I said you more than 285. I like yesterday or
Yeah.
day before yesterday. I said I checked 285.
Okay. No, I don't. I
Yeah, I
don't
was
usually
like,
check. I
oh,
check like once in 2 weeks. I'll maybe go check. कि
once in
क्या
a
चल रहा
month.
है. Yeah, when I'm in the mood.
What do you call that? It happens. So, like, it was good. So let's get back to something worse. What was your worst corporate show? Everyone asked good.
Oh man,
So what was your worst?
there are a lot of bad corporate shows. Yeah, but corporate shows, the biggest challenge is people keep the bar open, and if the bar is open, no one is listening to you because everyone's drinking. Sometimes the music is on while you're performing, so it's very loud. You have to be heard over that. Sometimes there's no seating. People are standing randomly here and there. You have to get them gathered in one area. So you can't pick a worst corporate show because every
That's
corporate show is a different challenge. And over time,
yeah,
you gain that credibility that you can ask for certain things. कि नहीं bar बंद रहेगा. It has to be a particular
yeah.
kind of seating. The audio has to be a particular thing. It has to be a particular kind of room. So now I can make those demands, but initially I couldn't do any of that.
Yeah, because like you are performing something you have like written for 6 months and you are doing it right now with your full attire, everything, the mindset, and everyone is like, huh, yeah, kya kapde pehne hai? Okay, let's have a drink and everything. That's insulting actually. That's
I
actually
mean,
insulting, I feel.
yeah. I mean, I don't feel insulted. I feel sad, of course I do, but I think that's the
I would
plight of.
feel.
I know a lot of performers who go through much worse. So when something bad happens, I I take solace in the fact that चल ठीक है यार 2 साल पहले मेरे साथ और बुरा हो रहा था अब better है. So I do that
Yeah,
whenever
I
something bad
remember
happens.
that story. That's you had
Yeah.
uploaded that. If your one online show is bad, you have to like 15 minutes to get ready and get fresh,
Do
and
the
then
next
new
one.
show. Like mental health, does it deteriorate? Like,
It
impact
does. I won't lie.
how?
I won't lie. Because I'm used to doing, if I'm doing like corporate shows or theater shows, selling tickets, that'll be 3 shows a week maximum. Private shows were like I'm doing like 15 of them every day. So there's a show every 15 minutes. And if a corporate or a private show, if a corporate show or a theater show, when the world is normal and there is no pandemic, goes wrong, I have, let's say, 2-3 days to get over that bad show and to make my health fine, get over it basically and get on stage again.
Yeah.
If a private show goes wrong, I have 10 minutes to get over it. And I've seen weird things happen, especially given the time. I performed for people who've lost their grandparents. I performed for people who've lost their siblings. I performed for this 2 friends who lost 8 of their friends in the span of 2 weeks. And it's a weird, and you hear all of those stories and you have to be
And then you're
empathetic. And after that,
like, oh,
yeah, and you hear all of that and then you're like, oh, here's a trivial magic trick that you're going to see. Because magic doesn't matter at this point. They're
that
telling you
connection
something.
matters at that moment.
Yeah, but then to hear that, and then 10 minutes later you go and perform for a family which thankfully has nothing wrong, and they're very happy, and you have to be happy too, right after you've heard that somebody lost 8 of their
Yep.
friends. So that does take a
That's
toll,
like
which is why
dramatic or so.
yeah, which is why I've started now taking breaks between private shows because I think it was important for my own health. But yeah, it's still fun. I love being able to, if someone is going through something bad, I love being able to put the smile on their face because I think now is more an important time than any other.
Yep.
At the same
For
time,
sure.
if there's a family that's already happy, I want to be part of that celebration. I want to be part of your happiness and try to make it better. So I think it's a very rare privilege that I have in this lockdown to be able to work as much as I am and to meet so many people. And I'm very happy with it.
So you're like really versatile to adjust there, to adjust there.
Yeah, and that has to
You
be. That
can.
comes as part of
You
being a
have to
performer.
be.
Yeah.
You have to be. Like nothing to do. So what could be the best reaction to any of your show or any of your video? I'd guess Tanmay,
Again,
but
That's a funny reaction. That's a very funny reaction. That's not a reaction I've ever expected.
was
I have seen people
Seriously.
shocked. I have seen people start laughing when it happens. I have seen people run around in circles being scared
face
of what is
palm.
happening.
Yeah, I remember that
Face palm.
video.
I've seen all of that happen, but I've never seen somebody dance. So when a trick happens,
No,
so
okay,
that was
that's true.
hilarious. That's really funny. I think that's one of the funniest reactions I've gotten.
Yeah. So speaking about trauma again, so personal type, like you ever had relationship problem because you're doing magic and everything? Ever? Not
Yeah,
just
I mean,
girlfriend, but also friends even. A relationship is any type, right?
that happens, yeah. See, because I mean, I'm a performer. I'm an entertainer. My life is
Yep.
the busiest nights of the year for me are Diwali, Christmas, and New Year, and that is the time when everyone is spending with their friends and family. But I'm performing. I'm performing for other people's friends and families at that time. So that will lead to fights. Friends will say, family will say, girlfriends will say that, oh, you're not around for the most important days of the year. But I think that is, I'll try to make the rest 362 days of the year as special as I possibly can for those people, just so I can be away for those 3 days. And I think that's an understanding that you come to. If someone loves you and you love them back, I think you reach that understanding, and I think that happens over time. But there have
So
been
you can
problems. I
actually
won't
give
lie.
time to your family now? Like
Yeah, I mean,
never
we've reached a
adjustment.
point where we've reached a middle ground. कि कब क्या करना है.
Yeah. So there's a catch. You said girlfriends. There was a S. There was a S. What was that?
What was that?
I'm a
No,
young
it's just cut हो
man.
जाएगा.
I'm a young man. I'm a young man. I've had course, I mean, I've had relationships. Of course, I have multiple of them, and
You
of course,
can.
they haven't.
सेम टाइम पे एस लगाया या अलग अलग टाइम पे एस था?
नहीं नहीं
Like
सेम टाइम
same
पे
time.
कभी ऐसे लगाऊंगा
हाँ,
नहीं सेम टाइम पे कभी नहीं
ठीक है,
लगाऊंगा that's
it's
not
कोई
something
नहीं.
I'll ever do
That's just a catch.
I think that's very unethical that's not something I'll ever do so
Everything.
yeah I mean I've had relationships and yeah they haven't worked but that's fine I think that's a part of life and I think that's very important to have relationships it's important to have a bad relationship
सीख के
so
निकल
that
जाओ.
you can value the good सीख के निकलो and you learn to value a good one
I think that's even more important. Yeah.
So let's get into something. What was your like? Let's talk about something deep. Drunk stories, like drink stories. Ever?
That's not something I'm comfortable
Ye-
discussing on a video.
Nah, if you don't want to share, no issues. Okay.
That's not something to talk about. They're young people who watch, so I don't want to give a bad impression.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, have you ever been in a controversy?
Publicly, I try to stay away, but yes, I have. I mean, I have a lot of political opinions that I
Online?
will put out every now and then. Online, yeah. I mean,
Online.
I online, yes, I have. I've put out a lot of political opinions online, and
Let's go.
oh, you don't want online. You want offline controversies.
No, online controversy except political. I have seen that. So
Only-
let's get
only-
into it. YouTube versus TikTok. Your views.
My views on YouTube versus TikTok. My views on YouTube versus TikTok is that if you are happy doing any platform and if it's giving you any kind of positivity in your life and you're not hurting anyone and you're not doing anything illegal, the platform doesn't matter. If you're on YouTube, you're on TikTok, you're on Instagram,
Yeah,
Facebook, Snapchat, wherever you want. As long as you're not breaking the law, you are having fun, you're not hurting anyone, the platform doesn't matter. I know for a
Okay,
fact
so you have-
TikTok now it's banned, obviously, in
Banned.
India. But when it was here, it gave a voice to a lot of people, man. A lot of people who into a tier 2, tier 3 cities. It was their voice. It was their claim
Yeah.
to fame, and I think everybody needs that claim to fame. It's not just YouTube. I think it's okay if there's TikTok. I don't understand wars, man. I don't think there should be wars.
Very
Any kind of
diplomatic.
wars. I'm not. This is the genuine, God's honest truth. I don't like
I know.
company. I
Just
don't
adding
like
some spice,
countries going to
actually.
war. Yeah, I know, but I'm a very. I told you, मैं spice नहीं ला सकता. Spice लानी है अब किसी और को interview
I
करो.
don't know.
असली conversation कर सकता हूँ मैं.
See, I interviewed you because I wanted to. I have no other agenda. Like, I'll do this, I'll get views, nothing. It's just like I wanted to. So, okay, so let's wrap it up. Some rapid fire, whatever you want to call it. Simple questions. Last movie.
Last movie that I saw was Love Aajkal 2.
Oh, that new one.
Yeah, I saw it too. Yeah, I saw it 2-3 nights ago on Netflix. Not good.
There's actually Love Aajkal too. Oh. Okay, so music test.
Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, and it starts and ends there.
Classic. Pure classic.
Qawwalis. It starts with Nusrat, ends with
Yeah.
Nusrat. I don't look here and there.
So sing a song if you can.
I can't. I
दूसरा भी
cannot.
चलेगा चल
नहीं,
कहाँ गए यार एक just one
नहीं, ये नहीं हो पाएगा. कट होएगा तो मैं डालूंगी. गा नहीं सकता मैं.
no issues
मैं
dance
शावर में भी गाने से मैं शर्माता हूँ. अकेले.
yeah who you can dance
I can do nothing. I can talk to you. That's all I can do.
that's USP actually dance
Like anyone can dance. I think if you come ever in here in Durga Puja, like at the 10th day, Dashami,
Yeah,
anyone
everybody
who
dances.
doesn't know dance can.
I mean, I
Actually
dance
can.
around my family. If it's
Even
a wedding
if
or
you
something, I'll dance.
Yeah,
I danced in the Tanmay video. I danced there. So
yeah.
I'll
So,
do it when I have to.
that's dance. That's classic dance. That's Jugaru dance actually.
so you watch cartoons yeah.
I watch. No, I watch cartoons. I used to. I watch. Tom and Jerry and Scooby Doo were two of my favorites growing up. I still watch Tom and Jerry every now and then, but that's not a lot anymore.
I didn't like Scooby-Doo I don't know why
I loved Scooby Doo. I loved Scooby Doo. I loved it.
I will sometimes watch Shinchan Doraemon
I've never
Still.
seen Shin-chan or Doraemon.
Ah, you
I've
should
never
watch.
seen
That's
these.
cute actually. So
Okay.
room tour?
So this is my room. That's my TV. That is my throne where I sit and I make tricks. That
Phone.
chest of drawers that you
Oh.
see is filled with ideas for magic. Entire thing is just filled with that. That's the entrance to my bathroom.
कोई
That's where
घुस
I
के
go to.
उठा लेना चाहिए.
कोई नहीं उठा सकता. Password protected. And that's me. That's it. That's my room, man. There's nothing else there.
Simple. Simple is
Very
nice.
simple.
Even I have a simple
Very
room.
simple. I have a studio in the basement, which is filled with
Oh.
magic memorabilia. It's filled with which I was going to use for shoots, and it got completed just before the lockdown started. So I haven't shot anything there. Once the lockdown ends,
Lucky.
I'll start shooting there. Yeah.
Mm. So next one is that motivation quotes you follow. Like something.
What I follow?
Any motivation quotes. Motivation quotes.
I think
Motivational
you may
quotes.
have
Anyone.
heard. If you've seen my videos, you may have heard. There's just one motivational quote that I have, and it was said to me by my grandfather when I was 3 years old. And I've heard it several times since, but my grandfather saying it to me was my first memory, which is काम करो तो ऐसा करो कि काम को खुशी हो कि तुमने उसे किया. If you do
Yeah, I
something, do
remember
it
you
so
said
well.
that.
Yeah, that work is happy that you did it. That I think is
That's nice.
yeah, because I think that's the most important thing. If your work can be more fun than fun itself, I think you're
Okay.
living life right.
So next one is favorite YouTuber and favorite actor.
Favorite
Actor
YouTuber
का
is Bhuvan.
पता है.
Actor पता है. YouTuber is Bhuvan because I think
S
Bhuvan and Tanmay.
AK.
SRK.
SAK. Sara Ali Khan.
No, my favorite actor is Shah Rukh Khan. Yeah. You can't take anything away from Shah Rukh.
Oh.
Yeah. Shah Rukh's my
So-
favorite.
so
As
coffee or
terms of
tea?
YouTubers, coffee.
Yeah, say. In terms
YouTuber is
of
Bhuvan
you.
and Tanmay. Bhuvan's the nicest person that I've met, which is why I admire him so much.
Oh.
Mine is Nikhil and Nikhil.
Yeah.
And he's the one who sort of made vlogging what it is in India.
Actually. Yeah, BMW or Mercedes. From Nikhil, he bought BMW. So BMW or Mercedes.
Mercedes.
You bought a BMW and you're like Mercedes. What is this? What is this behavior? This is not
Sorry,
acceptable.
Pooja.
You have to say BMW.
Okay, BMW.
Okay. So long hair. Long hair or short hair?
Long hair, yeah. This has become my look now, so I'm very happy with long hair.
Ah.
Uh,
कुछ तो राज होगा. Like
कुछ
care
राज
and
नहीं है यार.
everything.
कुछ राज नहीं है. It's just something
Shampoo.
that I think शैम्पू करता हूँ, obviously करता हूँ. L'Oreal का शैम्पू यूज करता हूँ. That's what
Shampoo
you're
and-
asking.
All right. Winter or summer? Very
Winter.
childish.
Winter.
Facebook or Insta? Facebook or Insta?
Instagram.
I knew. Yeah, because you're there more. Cricket or football? Cricket, football, hockey.
Football.
Anyone.
Football.
Why? You
I
play?
love watching football, man. I used to play
No, you
when
play.
I was young.
Ah.
I used to play when I was young, but now I love watching football. Yeah.
Okay, so you said that you actually love now like 36 hours. You made a rant, type of rant I would call that. No, rant with kuch bhi chalo, kuch bhi. You just said that like pehle you used to go to other city, spend 36 hours, one corporate trip, and now you're like every day 15. Which one would you like, online or offline?
Oh wow, offline, man, any day. Nothing compares to the stage. Being on stage and having an audience in front of you, I miss it every single day since we've been in lockdown. This is the longest I've gone without having an audience to perform for in front of me. Yes, Zoom shows are fun. It's a new experience, but nothing compares to being on stage. Stage is a drug like no other.
New things could be diamond, but old is gold.
Stage को old नहीं बोलना चाहिए. Stage should always remain.
That new experience, old
the
experience,
charm.
that one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
College days or university days?
You mean school or college?
College or university?
University मतलब college or university same ही तो हुआ.
Like college. 11, 12 is college for us. Like A levels, A1 and A2 is college, and then
No, so in India, school is till 12th. After that, we have college.
that confuses me to hell. But
So if, for that
total
answer, I mean, to relate to a Bangladesh, or it'll be college, school in India. So 11th, 12th was better than going to college first year, second year, third year.
yeah. So it could be your first, like, what should I call, collaboration with a Bangladeshi person. You've never been to Bangladesh,
It
right?
is. It is my first. It is my first collaboration with a Bangladeshi person.
Yeah. Yeah. You never been to Bangladesh.
I've never been to Bangladesh. I would love to come. I have seen some of the most beautiful videos, and I want to see the culture, what it's like in Bangladesh. So
You saw
hopefully one day.
Extraction.
Sorry?
You saw Extraction, that movie.
No, I haven't seen Extraction. No.
Ah, you should have that. It's shot in Dhaka. And Randipur
Oh
is
wow.
there. And
Oh wow. Okay, I'll check it out.
yeah, sure. So, as you're an introvert, would you like to stay lonely or stay with someone? I think I got the
Stay
answer.
with someone.
Still,
Stay with someone. Stay
why?
with someone. One
You
person.
said you're an introvert.
Introvert doesn't mean you don't like people, man. Introvert means that you like your own company, but it's good to have
Yeah,
one or two
that's
people
what I'm
around you.
asking.
It's good to have one or two
Ah,
people around you.
okay, one or two. From that one or two, I'll get one more question. What? When are you going to marry? Marry?
Never. I don't think I'm ever going to get married because
Brahmacharya. Wow.
I think I don't like the institution of marriage. I think if you like someone, you should live with them if you want to. But I don't think marriage is a good idea. I think it's a thought
कुछ
that's
हुआ तो
been.
easy.
No, yeah, not just that. Why get families? I don't know. I think this can face a lot of hate. Why get families involved in it? Well, I think it's about two people. Any marriage should be about two people. It shouldn't.
Do you have a bike? Do you have a bike?
No, I don't know how to ride a bike. I don't even know how to ride a cycle.
So you can't even ride a cycle. Why? Like, बचपन
I've never
में
learned, man. I tried to learn. I was never good at balancing things. I don't know how to ride a cycle. I don't know how to tie shoelaces. I can't do that. So there are a few very common things that I can't do, but I can read minds if that's a compensation.
see, I was about to get to that point that you can read minds, but someone would say that this guy can read minds but can't ride a cycle. What a combination! Wow.
Can't even tie shoelaces. I'm sorry. I have to
Okay.
head. I have another meeting to go to.
Yeah, no issues. I was out. Okay.
Yeah.
So bye bye.
Thanks, man.
भेज
Thank you so
देना
much.
कैसे भेजोगे?
ये जलवा ये जलवा ये जलवा ये जलवा